In this video, we're going to go over how to complete the research simulation project. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the outline that you guys received. And remember, we went over the introduction paragraph, and we also went over the first body paragraph together in class. So if you don't have this paragraph, your first paragraph, if it doesn't look somewhat like this, now this is first hour, so it might look just a little bit different than yours, but if you don't have anything written for your first paragraph, your introduction, go ahead and pause this video and write this down. What we're going to focus on, though, is body paragraphs. Now, we did the first body paragraph together, and remember that our goal for the first body paragraph is we are comparing Article 1 and Article 2. And notice how it says right up here that we are comparing Article 1 and Article 2 right up here. And these are just the titles of Article 1 and Article 2. So I know this project seems like it's kind of tricky, but please really look at the outline because I really did break this down step by step. It's pretty much a fill in the blank. So please don't get overwhelmed and just take your time, take a deep breath, and look at the outline. Because notice how your first sentence here is a comparison. So our goal for this sentence is we need to create a sentence that includes the title of the two articles. So that's this one and this one. And we need to figure out one way they are similar in showing that zoos protect animals. So if we look at what we wrote, notice how, again, we included the titles of the two articles we're comparing, and then we said these first two articles are similar because they're proving that they're protecting animals by focusing on their habitat. So now that I have that similarity, my next job is we're grabbing a piece of evidence from the first article. Remember, we always give credit to the text, and we also talked about when we're writing a paper like this, it's really better to quote. So we're really finding a sentence that we can use word for word. So remember, when we give credit and when we quote, we need to use either a page number or a paragraph number. Now, I went with paragraph numbers for this assignment because the online PARCC test may not have a page number, so I'm just being safe. I'm using a paragraph number. But my piece of evidence needs to focus on how the zoos focus on their habitat. And if we go down to the next step, notice how we're finding a piece of evidence from the opposite article. Do the same thing. We're trying to find a piece of evidence that focuses on how zoos are improving animals' habitats. Again, this came word from the article. Now our next sentence, notice how this is a contrast sentence. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to figure out what is one way these two articles are different in proving that zoos protect animals. And notice how we figured out, and I'll give you a hint with this. This is really easy because you could apply what we wrote for this first paragraph to all three paragraphs because they all do talk about different animals. And so we took the easy way here. That's fine. We said that they're different because they're talking about, the first article is talking about a tiger and the second article is talking about a gorilla. Well, now when we look for text evidence here, we simply need to find a piece of text evidence that proves this first article is about a gorilla. Okay, so we're looking for one sentence, maybe two, but one would do it. That proves the sentence, or this article is about a gorilla. And then same way with this one, we're looking for a sentence from the second article that proves this article is about, I should say this is the one that's about a gorilla, I'm sorry. And the first one's about a tiger. Okay, so first text evidence proves it's about tigers, and our second one proves it's about gorillas. Now notice, this is where we left off in class, and this is where you guys picked up. But this is the exact same format. The only thing that changes is now we're comparing article number 2 with article number 3. So you're comparing the zoos go wild with our beautiful macaws. And your first sentence needs to be, how do these two articles compare? So how are they similar in proving that zoos protect animals? Once you do that, you're going to find a piece of text evidence from the first article. So this is from Zoos Go Wild that proves what you said, how they're similar. And you're going to find a piece of text evidence from the other article, the beautiful macaws, that proves how you said that they're similar. That takes us to our next sentence, which is, how are they different? how are these two articles different in proving that zoos protect animals? And remember, we automatically said that you can take the easy way and talk about how they're about different animals. So what animal is the Zoos Go Wild about? And what animal is Our Beautiful Macaws about? And once you do that, you're going to find pieces of text evidence from both articles to prove that this one's about whatever animal you think it's about, and this one's about whatever animal you think it's about. That takes us to our third body paragraph. And this is the one that I'm choosing to grade. So remember that I'm only grading one body paragraph based on, because I'm trying to speed up my grading process, because I want to focus on a research project that we're doing with Mrs. Zoo. That's not to say I don't want you to focus on body paragraph 2. I want you to try your best on all body paragraphs, but I'm just saying that until you get this one done, I can't grade your paper because that's the one I'm focusing on. Okay, so when we look at this, notice how we're comparing Article 1 to Article 3. And the reason we're doing this is because our question's asking us to compare and contrast all articles, and we need to make sure that we get all articles. So we're comparing the Stripes Go Wild with Our Beautiful Macaws, and we're going through the same format. You're looking for one way that these two articles are similar and proving that zoos protect animals. And once you figure out that way that they're similar, you're going to find a piece of text evidence to prove that from the Stripes Will Survive first article, and then you're going to go to the third article and find a piece of text evidence that proves how you think they're similar. And then after that, a sentence that proves how they're different. And again, you can take the easy way, and I recommend you take the easy way. What animal is the first article talking about, and what animal is the second article talking about? Now, here's the thing. I had a lot of questions on this. When I'm finding text evidence, can I use the same text evidence as I did in body paragraph 1 and 2? Because now this is kind of getting repetitive, right? We've talked about these, how they're different animals in each of these body paragraphs. And the answer is yes, you can. As long as this evidence proves that this one's about whatever animal we figured it's about, and as long as this piece of evidence proves it's about whatever animal you think it's about, it's fair game. So you can use text evidence more than once. Because remember, our goal is not to find different pieces of text evidence necessarily. Our goal is to compare and contrast all three articles, and we are meeting that requirement. Last paragraph, the conclusion paragraph. If we take a look at our conclusion, first of all, we're restating the thesis, and that takes us all the way back. Remember, our thesis is in our introduction paragraph, takes us all the way back to here. So you're restating that thesis statement. You're going to use a conclusion starter, so something like in conclusion, or as you can see, and then think of ways to reword this just a little bit. And then that takes us to our last sentence, which is a clincher. Remember, a clincher is just a sentence, a quick sentence to leave an impression on our readers. So, if you're watching this because you got a 0 on this assignment, please make sure once you finish this assignment, please make sure that you tell me, because Google doesn't tell me when you're finished, and I don't know, like when you click turn in, I don't really know that you turned it in. So make sure you tell me, and I will definitely rescore your assignment and update your grade in the grade book. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to come see me.